welcome back to Limbus Company Daily Mirror Dungeon. This time we're going to be doing a bit of a Rupture build because someone in the comments the other day reminded me that I haven't actually done a run with Sheet Sinclair like where I actually focus on him since, he was bugged, so I haven't actually gotten to make good usage out of him in a Rupture team before. So I figured might as well. Went with a Thunder Branch this time. I usually go for the battery, but this one's also super good. Whenever we inflict Rupture, inflict additional Rupture and Rupture count. It's super beneficial. And of course, went with, like, pretty much standard, like, Rupture stuff. There's only so many options as far as Rupture goes. Yisong is possibly a strange choice. He's only got Rupture with the skill bump, but that's because of Dimension Shredder for the sake of more, Dimensional Rift. And, Mersault's got a super good skill too for Rupture stuff, especially if we've got, especially with Thunder Branch, it's always going to break even, assuming he gets heads. Of course, Honglu doesn't inflict the most Rupture, he inflicts a fair bit of Rupture, and his ego is also good, but he gains a lot of benefits for attacking people with Rupture, like gaining coin power and inflicting Rupture by amount of the ampule, stuff like that. This is just super good for Rupture. And of course, Sinclair's got a bunch of Talismans. Otis has a little bit of Rupture count with her skill too, and her Ebony Stem gives her an effect with its passive that makes it so every head's going to inflict Rupture next turn. And Sunshower doesn't have any right, and Talismans inflicts a little bit of Rupture. And of course, Gregor, if enemy has Tremor, you can turn all his charge count into Rupture. Simple enough stuff across the board, I think. See, we'll send you in first because we're going to try and focus on you a little bit. Who else? We'll do something like that to start out with, I think. Yeah, should be good. We will see. Yes, we're gonna need like some. I don't know if we don't have any good ways to inflict Tremor beyond Ishmael's skill 2. Which it'll be unfortunate if we don't have any, Tremor beyond that by the end, because that's the only way Gregor's skill 3 actually matters. Yes, he's also got his ADD ego though, which could also be a big benefit. Okay, we can suppress immediately, that's good. But question of the day. Which of the main 7 status effects is your favorite? In case you don't know what would be my main 7, I mean Burn, Bleed, Tremor, Gluttony, Sinking, Poise, and Charge. Those are the main 7. And personally, well, I joke about Tremor a lot. I like Tremor conceptually. I just feel like it doesn't have enough places to shine. If they've got some more situations where Tremor is good, then I think I'd like a lot more, but I think I'm just gonna go with the generic answer being Burn, but mainly because of Runa. Burn's just super funny, just getting stupid amounts of burn, and it's definitely pretty weak all things considered. It's easy to build up, that's the good thing about it. You don't need to pay as much attention to building up as you do for stuff like Rupture or Bleed, because it's only gonna go down 1 every turn, which is very dealable. It's a very good, passive damage dealer, as opposed to a lot of the other damage dealing status effects being more active and requiring you to focus on it a lot more. But yeah, I'll leave your answer in the comments below. And that's the end of that fight. The thing is, if you're watching this the time it's been posted, which is unlikely, but I'm going to be streaming Lob Corp when on release, so if you're if it's only been out, if this has only been out for a few hours, feel free to join in. Pretty sure it would have started the hour before I'm going to be posting this video. Okay, it's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that's also going to be linked in the description. See. Yeah. His skill 3 doesn't matter unless he's got... I mean, his skill 3 does damage, so we might as well use it if I'm not, trying to be careful about Rupture stuff at that point, but, Nice. Rupture is very interesting just because there's so many, egos that really work well with Rupture. Stuff like the 2-dimensional Shredders, stuff like Sinclair's default ego is another really good one, 12 Rupture Infliction. Like, you've also got, of course, stuff like Ebony Stem. You've got Gregor's ADD. There's just so many good egos. Oh, if we get a 3 Gluttony Resonance, we trigger so many passives. Yeah, these 3 and this support passive. Highest max 3 gains Clash Power. Quick Tremor to 1 Clash. That's actually pretty good for us. We've got a fair bit of Gluttony, so I think we'll be able to get some usage out of that. Nice. Okay. There's the Rupturing Talismans just to kill this guy. Perfect hit. That felt good to watch. We're not gonna if we're gonna follow this pace with announcers and we're only getting announcers from the battle passes, then it's gonna be still a long time till we get another one. Take a prayer book, sure. Ooh, you're only the only person who's got any chance of this. Good job. It's not like it's anything too important, so if we failed it, oh well. Gain benefits for inflicting sinking, which we do not have any of on this team, I don't think. Not unless we used, like, Land of Illusion or some ego that inflicts sinking. Alright, and for guys. Hit him with the suppress. Inflict a bunch of rupture on that one. God. Yeah, 13 HP, and he's got 10 rupture with a 4 count. So he's not looking great. Yeah, just a single attack's enough to finish that one off. And then we can trigger all those passives again, just because it's funny seeing just so many passives get triggered by a single skill. Anything that gives us charge is also super good. Mainly for Gregor's sake. But I guess also for Yisong's sake, because Yisong's Dimension Shredder only inflicts, it only inflicts Dimensional Rift if Yisong already has some charge. He just needs, like, 1 charge to get that effect. But having something like that just gives him any charge would be super good. And of course, Gregor needs charge in order to inflict a bunch of rupture onto the people he hits with the skill 3. But that person he hits also needs to have tremor. So there's a lot to Rose Banner Gregor for some reason. Like, oh, he needs charge and he needs to have tremor for him to inflict a rupture. Very varied, that's for sure. A lot of different things go into him. Ida, alright. Let's see. Pierce is definitely better here, so we're gonna go for skill 3. He'll just inflict 2 rupture count on this guy. I guess he'll inflict 3 technically. Sorry, does Talisman inflict rupture count? Yeah, that'll be good. Inflict a bit of rupture on this guy. He'll probably just straight up die since he's weak to the Pierce. Guess we'll see. Excited target on Ida. That'll be decent damage. Yeah. And this should be pretty good. Inflict a bunch of rupture count. No, it didn't inflict. No, it did, I think. I'm trying to tell. I can't tell. 5 talisman myself, give 5 talisman. No, he didn't get talisman though. Yeah, I don't know. Does he need to have 5 talisman to inflict? I guess he needs 5 talisman for it to do anything. That makes sense. Okay. Big gluttony resonance here for no reason beyond funny. Looking good. Yisong's passive is pretty much always going to be hitting, it's just going to be hitting Honglu, because it's based on the person with the most HP, which is Honglu. So Honglu's just going to gain Clash Power whenever we get Gluttony Resonance. Like a bunch of Rupture on this guy that's already got 10 Rupture with a 5 count. Overkill. Okay, just idle left. Who's probably gonna die. I think we used quite a few weak attacks, but we've got enough strong attacks that it should be able to finish it off. Yeah, Energy Current's gonna do well here. And down she goes. Victory. Huh, that's convenient. Just inflict more Rupture with every attack. Don't mind if I do. Super good ego gift to get. These are like the two best ego gifts for Rupture, barring of course the tier 4 one. I'm trying to think what else would be super good for what other really good Rupture gifts there are. There's some like the gun that just weakens them if they have Rupture but doesn't inflict Rupture directly. The ones that don't inflict the status effects directly aren't as interesting because of course I'm all here for here for the big number. Look, +1 Rupture to targets with Tremor. Not gonna happen too much. I guess you can inflict some Tremor count with your secondary though, so not like totally hopeless. Get a little Pride Resonance off. Might as well. Yeah, that's a little bit of Rupture from just Ishmael's skill. We really need Ishmael to show up in one of the shops. That's like my biggest like hope so far. Because if we can give her more skill 3s, then like it's so much Rupture with this like set of ego gifts. Like from a single attack, that guy had 18 Rupture 4 count. But like, it's insane. And I think it could be more insane. We have to target his Rupture Inflict Talisman. Alright, that'll always be triggering for him though. So he's always going to just be gaining Talismans just by hitting people with Rupture. Everyone's got Rupture, so Talisman should be easy enough to build up. Oh, he's got far too many Talismans though. Yeah, he spent them all. That's a little unfortunate of a passive really, because how much is it? 6+ count? So he needs exactly 5 Talismans, and his passive is going to make him so he's going to have too many Talismans most of the time. If I don't like micromanage it. He definitely needs more of his skill 3s then, so he can get rid of them when he gets the required amount. Just so little room for error, I suppose. What does he gain at Uptype 4? Does he gain like a decent effect for his skill 3 at Uptype 4? He might. Yisong's skill doesn't really help as his skill 1's the Rupture 1. None of these particularly matter for us, so I think I'm just gonna leave. Save up for the next shop. The boss of this floor is either Pink Shoes or it's Hurtley. I think... Is it? I'm trying to think. I don't know their weaknesses still. Those two I never remember which one's which as far as weaknesses are concerned. Okay, Suppress is going to do a little bit of Rupture to this guy. Gain Talisman, target is 3+ Rupture, gain Talisman. Does he instantly just gain far too many Talismans? How many Talismans is he going to be after using that skill once, after using his skill 2 once? But he's going to inflict Rupture just naturally, so he's going to start gaining it from his passive. See, 1, 2, 4. He's at... That's awful. From his skill 2 alone, he gets to 4 Talismans. But if he does it on someone who already had Rupture, then I think he'd be good. What does it count to do? Gain Talisman? Alright. Could be good then. But he's gonna gain too many Talismans no matter what. This is a little awful. There's really nothing we can do about it, because, yeah, 4 isn't enough. Therefore, he's just gonna keep those 4 Talismans. Oh no, did he inflict? Oh no, he did inflict them. So I think I'm just misinterpreting the situation a little bit. Yeah. So it can be less than 4. Yeah, okay, that's good then. He just builds them up so fast. That's the thing. So I thought he just straight up didn't inflict it. But no, this person's got 5 Talisman, which is pretty optimal. He's just gonna gain 5 more Rupture every time he gets hit. And does it go down every time he gets hit? It only okay, so it only goes down when he gets 6+. So yeah, it is super good. It definitely takes a little bit of micromanaging, and I do like that in an identity. I do like the micromanagement aspect for like good results. If the results are, you know, actually worth it. Which they definitely seem to be for the sake of the big number. Like, I really wish that in Mirror Dungeon 2, normal, the final boss, just had like double the HP or something, because it always dies far too fast. Like I don't think like the clash power needs to be changed for them necessarily in Mirror Dungeon 2 normal. I think like the clash power is good as it is. I just wish the enemies had more HP, like the boss encounters had more HP. For the sake of, you know, getting funny builds. Yeah, and then Keyblade. A couple neutrals favored, stuff like that, but it should mostly be fine. We can lose little clashes and get better. Yeah, there's a stagger. And that attack alone brought that guy to 20 Rupture 2 count. You lost a clash, that's fine. Was a 50-50 after all. Okay. And you won your clash, excellent, so you're just gonna inflict a bunch of talismans. 6 talismans immediately! Why? Let me think. So he gained 1, target is 3+ Rupture, gained 1 talisman. So he gains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because he gains additional ones from these hits if the target. So his skill 2 is just gonna kill him. What? Why? That is awful. If he hits someone who's got Rupture, he's just doomed. Huh. I'm very uncertain about how to go about dealing with this guy now. Dang, too many talismans. But it's important because the skill 1 gives him like no talismans. It's a single coin attack, so it's not going to be worth using most of the time. Yeah, but by having good Rupture support, we may have already doomed Sinclair. Because the target's gonna have 3+ Rupture pretty much no matter what. Not good for us. Rip. They really just doomed him by the narrative. That's so funny. We have to rely on like his skill 1 or his skill 3 for gaining talismans. Just use his skill 3 again to inflict talismans. Like what's the trigger for his passive? Okay, it's the gluttony resonance. I forgot it was a resonance based one. I thought it was always triggering. Okay, so we just need to not trigger his passive. That's fine. I understand now. I thought it was an owned one. Like, his support passive's awful though. Give highest resonance times 2 talisman down the most HP. And it requires a 4 resonance of gluttony, so it's at least 8 talismans. It does just mean they inflict more Rupture count for this turn, but it just means they're gonna blow up after. Not a lot of damage though, so it's fine. Like, the damage from talismans isn't anything, like, scary. Like, it's perfectly, like, bearable, that's for sure. It's mainly the fact that you lose the talismans and therefore you no longer have them. Okay. It's clippity cloppity. Clippity cloppity. Okay, this is unfortunate. You defend. I don't want the gluttony resonance off. I guess it would have been fine here because he's going for skill 1 and not a skill 2. Yeah, oh well. Should have just let Gregor attack. It's a minor thing. Gregor's skill 1 is not likely to do like a lot of damage or something. So it's fine if he's just defending instead. And Ishmael's gonna inflict a bunch of Rupture to clip the Cloppity itself. Yeah. Yeah, he's just been staggered. Okay. Sure thing. He's probably just dead, so we just have everyone go for the minion now. Like that. Yep. Very dead. God, LCCB Ishmael, my beloved. Such a fun unit, just for insane status effect infliction. And down it goes. Yeah, didn't even get a chance to put on the shoes. That's how you know we're doing well. Sinking. Sinking doesn't do anything. We don't have damages. We don't have skills that deal sinking most of the time. Poise doesn't help us too much. We'll take the Sun Shower for mass attacks. Maybe we'll mass attack at some point. I don't know. Not like particularly in the plans to use a lot of mass attacks, but it might happen. It might. Okay, we're gonna have like 600 cost by the time we get to the shop on this floor, so we'll be able to buy it out if we need to. Who knows? Maybe this will be another lunar memory run. Haven't had one in like a month. Is this fine? He's going for that skill there. We don't particularly want, so we'll do this. Yeah, that'll work. His passive isn't gonna trigger anyways, because he's gonna be hitting someone without Rupture already, so he's not gonna gain additional Talismans. So he should have just gained 1 there. If I'm understanding this correctly, yes. So he doesn't inflict 1 more tremor with every attack. Now this one is a little worrying. Yeah, if he uses this, he's gonna gain 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to not trigger his passive this turn. So we gotta do this. And if it goes correctly, then he should be at 5 Talismans now. It's all starting to fall into place. Yeah, 5 Talismans. Oh, but he gained 1 from his other attack. I forgot about that part. You know, all my deliberate planning was for naught. He just takes the damage. Well, we can just kill him everything this turn. Shouldn't matter. Down he goes. Perfect hit. Okay, event. Alright, except the surgeries. Does anyone really need HP? I don't know. We'll do you, sure. Have some surgery. Yeah, you just lose SP, that'll be fine. Have no time. Full HP. Did he actually take damage from the Talismans? I think something else healed him, probably like the whole healing every fight. He should have taken like 6 damage or whatever it is from Talisman. Is it just damage equal to Talisman count? Take 6 damage by its count, yeah. So it's only 6 damage. So it is very minor. Okay, you're gonna use proliferating Talismans here, so we need to not get the gluttony resonance off. So one of you guys needs to defend. Who's gonna do like the least here? You can probably just defend then. You can take like that attack or something. Seriously. Take this attack. Yeah, you resist blind. You're weak to lust though. Honestly, something like this works then. Yeah, that'll work. And then we can dominating. There we go. And that should be good. So Synchro's gonna have all his necessary talismans. The unfortunate thing is his skills all do give him talismans. None of his skills doesn't have any sort of talisman infliction. Or I guess his skill 3 doesn't give himself talismans, but that's also, you know, 1 in 6 chance in his death. So it's not the most likely. Okay. Recycle for some decent rupture. Yeah. Pretty good stuff. Okay, but he can spend his talismans now, so he can do it on like this guy. And that guy should take like a bunch of rupture stuff. Do it on this guy, I think. Yeah. That'll be slightly better. Because that guy's already got a little bit of rupture, so it'll make more of a difference. I guess. That's overkill. Just rip this one. And you can decay blade this guy. Yeah, looks good. Let's see who's gonna inflict his talismans. He didn't inflict his talismans. Why not? Because he had 4. He didn't have 5, but I thought we determined that he didn't need 5 to inflict them. He still got his talismans, so on it, spend 5 talisman on yourself, give 5 talisman. So does he need 5? I thought we just determined that he didn't need 5 in like the previous fight, but if he had less, he'd still inflict it. Trying to figure this out. Just as soon as I think I've finally figured out all of his gimmicks, something else is happening. And I don't know what. Decent chances I just missed something here or there, but I'll try and figure out where. Okay, victory. I mean, I guess it does say spend 5 on self-heal 5 talisman, as opposed to something like Gregor where it's like, spend up to 4 charge, inflict rupture, equal to charge spent. I think that terminology difference means he does have to have 5 talismans. But if he gains one from his passive here, if he's at 4 and he gains from the passive, will it work? I guess that's my next, like, test. If he's at 4, he gets up to 5 there. If he could have more than 5 realistically, so if he maybe used like something to give himself a bunch of talismans before he used his skill 3, then that could work. Talisman, that's good, just don't trigger his passive, which we're not going to. Alright.
완벽한 한방. 시원한 걸. 자. 일반적인 상황에선 선택하지 않을 방식이겠지만 이유가 있었으리라 생각.
Collect a little bit of rupture count. Cool. And they're all like this now, yeah. I'm not going to be able to figure out anything this turn, with this fight. They're just dying. We do have a fair bit of blunt stuff, so we're doing a lot of damage. And there's a victory. Yeah, we get an Otis skill. We're gonna give Otis another skill too. The skill 2 is the good rupture one. The blade is not bad. Employee light card. Good choice. Charred disc is definitely a no. Do we want the lighter? I think we do. We're gonna be using a lot of egos for rupture infliction later on, so we'll take it. Blunt weak, so it's Guido or Moril. If it is Moril, we'll have a red sheet v red sheet battle, which would be a funny thing to happen. So maybe, hopefully, and it's just Guido, though. That's fine. We'll see how much we can do here. Okay, so we are gonna watch Sinclair's passive here, so he gets a little bit more. Okay.
교전 시작합니다.
Okay, so this is actually perfect for inflicting a bunch of rupture to this guy. But if we're gonna need to win a neutral to get our chances decent here. What do you have?
바쁜데 특별히 들어드릴게요.
My next turn? Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna see if I could like inflict paralysis or something on Guido before proliferating talismans goes through. Because if we can succeed that, we can't trigger your passive here. Or we could. Yeah, like that. Okay. We're getting some strugglings. You can Pursuance just to kill some of those guys in the back. That'll be good. Okay, well, let's see. Decay Blade should do a little bit. And now Sinclair needs to win this. Unfortunate. So he's not going to be able to inflict talismans. If he won that, he would have been able to inflict a bunch of talismans on the next guy he's clashing against because he lost no luck. Why is this attacking Guido? It didn't say it was going to attack Guido. It said it was going to attack two of the other Inquisitors. Sure thing. I mean, it's good to be attacking him, but oh, you've been staggered. Oh, but then the painkillers healed you up a bunch. I was like, how is he so high? But it's the painkillers, yeah. I guess I didn't realize he took that much damage, but I guess it makes sense. Suppress has awful chances here. That's unfortunate, because Suppress would be super good. What do you have? Do you have any paralysis on your stuff? I don't think so. Your skill 1's paralysis, but only the person you're attacking. It's not like a mass attack paralysis. Hopeless. That's very unfortunate. I guess we're just gonna block here then. Don't want to waste it. It's a super good attack. Quake Ground staggered him, but if she didn't go for Quake Grounds, her other attack would have gone first. It's only because she went for a block that Quake Grounds got to go first. But it's just you left. We can... You have Tremor? I wonder, does he have Tremor? I'm actually kind of curious. Will this count as Tremor Burst? Because he does have Tremor showing up there, even though he's at 0 potency with a 5 count. So will we be able to inflict a bunch of Rupture count with Let's Grind him? Or will it not count? It did not count, alright. Good to know. Good to know that even if it shows, it's based on the Tremor potency, not the Tremor count, for the sake of that. Very interesting. And anything good? Sinking, burn. I'll take this one because it inflicts sinking on people that already have no sanity, so it'll actually just make it so everyone will just take more SP damage. That's good. And we'll go top path so we can get to the shop. And there we go. Yusong's finally being added to the team. Bro thinks he's on the team. Bro is on the team. Okay. More Corp. Could be pretty good. Sinclair got this turn. Rupturing Talisman. You can Magnify Wound. So we need a 4 Resonance for your passive now, which just makes it so you just gain... The opponent has -2 clash power. Super good effect, that's for sure. We'll make it so this clash is definitely gonna have better chances of winning. Not like the best still. If he gets ahead, you can't win. But if you win the clash, you'll inflict a bunch of paralysis next turn. That's a pretty good effect. Yeah, all's going swell, yeah. Won all our clashes. Love to see it. That guy just died because he had a bunch of Rupture. Okay, you can give yourself a bunch of Rupture here. Or a bunch of the Talismans. Might as well, honestly. His skill 3 is Pierce, and therefore it's not going to do as much damage. These guys are all gonna die, that's the thing.
멈춰라.
So, not too bothered.
예측대로군. 빈틈투성이로군.
And that guy's down to 4 HP. Ooh. Honglu's losing his clash. Or Mersault's losing his clash. I don't know why I said Honglu. I think it's just because I've got still got Warp Honglu and Ryoshu in my mind. Even though we don't have Warp Honglu on this team, but I thought we did for a second. For a split second. He's up to 6 Talismans now, yeah. Unfortunate. He might still take the damage here. I didn't see the damage number though, so maybe... Was it at the start of the turn or the end of the turn? If it's at the start of the turn, he might not have taken damage, but if he's at the end of the turn, he probably still would have taken damage there. Sunk skill. Nothing that great here, honestly. Replace one of his skill 2s with a skill 3. We don't really need that though. Rest guards doesn't help us. Midwinter Nightmare doesn't particularly help us. And we've got a lot of gluttony. I'll take it. We've got a lot of cost, so... And we've only got one more shop, so I'd like to spend some of it. I'd like to get some usage out of my money. Ooh, contract. Do I want the contract here? I don't know if I do, because then the boss is going to die far too quickly. Great combat encounter. Strange situation to be like, I don't want the contract, but the contract's just too much damage for me, honestly. I don't want the boss to die from non-rupture effects. I want it to die from having far too much rupture. You can fight a couple sloth guys. That would be fine. Okay, don't trigger your passive here. Okay, something like that, and then we just gotta deal more damage. What's the favored? Is this the favored? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's a favorite. Alright, that'll be better then. And we're gonna Decay Blade you and just... Yeah, that's honestly probably the better clash. Proliferating Talismans for 4 Rupture. Or 4 Talisman, I mean. So now next turn he just needs to use like his skill 1 and his skill 3. Although he doesn't gain multiple speed dice in this fight. That's another thing to keep in mind. Maybe we want to like kick someone off the team so that Sinclair can gain a second speed slot. So we can get good usage out of the Talismans. At least for the final boss. Because having Sinclair with 2 speed slots is going to make him a lot better with his Talisman stuff. Although I'll see if I want to do that. Who'd I kick off, honestly? Honestly, probably like Honglu's ego is important. Probably Mersault. I think he's the least beneficial member of the team. Rudest, that is. We do that, kill like all of them. Something like this. Should be good. Yeah, that guy's got 27 Rupture. I guess we've been kind of unlucky with who's actually getting chosen for gaining, like, changing their skills around. Because, like, we want, like, Sinclair, we want Ishmael, we want Gregor. Those are the 3 we mainly want, but we haven't gotten them. We've gotten Yisong and Otis, and isn't too important for us. Otis gets skill 2 is nice, that's for sure, but it's not it's not a big Rupture thing. It's just, it breaks even, which makes it pretty nice, that's for sure, but it could be more on some other people. Okay, Yukins. Alright, that'll work well. Suppress just to make sure that guy is dead / almost dead. Oh, Sinclair's losing the clash. Alright, never mind then. No Talismans for him after all. Yeah, it's a little overkill. Yeah, let's see. You can gain some stuff, but you can't gain enough. Yeah, alright, that's fine. We're just gonna go for the Rupturing Talisman just to do a bunch of damage then. He's not gonna have enough Talismans, and I think I'm fine with that, honestly. It would have been a perfect turn if he had actually landed his attack last turn, but not that lucky. He's only got like a couple talismans.
공격은 꽤 먹혀들 것 같아요.
At least he's not gonna take damage from, but even if he did, like, it barely
완전
matters.
무력화.
And Gregor to finish this guy off. Alright.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
Good enough. Breakout, sure. Gloom gains healing. Just got a random you get from a normal fight. Always funny to see. And we'll go for another blunt week. It means it'll be something that can die fairly easily, and if we ever need to, we can always pop like Pursuant to something to kill them all.
최선을 다해보지.
Pop up needs
벌레만
stem
듣지 않는
here.
사람 누구야?
Honestly, why not? Why shouldn't I? You're using your skill ones, we want your
직접
passive.
나서지.
Suppress, rupture this person.
확인 사살.
Yeah.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군요.
Oh, Yusung lost the clash, that's fine. And Ebony Stem's gonna do a bunch of damage to these guys.
승리를 위해서라면.
Such a silly attack. Just kills them. Yeah.
맞지?
Really does.
저희가 이길 것 같아요.
Well, and then we just gotta go for just. We're just gonna go for the gluttony attacks this turn. They can only take a couple more hits, yeah. All our weak attacks combined were enough to just finish those goons off. So it's looking good. London Envy. What is that? Is it just preceding Inquisitors, I think? Is what I've came to the conclusion that is. And not the wolf? Or could it still be the wolf? Is the wolf blunt in something different? I think the wolf is blunt in something different. Yeah, this is the Inquisitors. Inquisitive Inquisitors. What do you have? You don't have your skill 2. That's unfortunate. Very unfortunate, in fact. Wait, do we ignore top right or do we hit him with a weak attack? You want someone who can deal with slash attacks. Honestly, you do a fairly good job, so you can take that hit. Slash into that. Rev up this guy. Riposte. Suppress. Cave Blade. Decay Blade this guy. And then we're gonna go for a weak clash there. It's gonna lose, but that's intentional so we can get suppress off on that guy. Clicked a bunch of rupture. The usual. He's gonna gain some healing back, but that's fine. We don't do a lot of damage this turn. Other than from stuff like rupture. Okay, that's good. That's a little less good. If it wasn't for that attack, then this guy would have had an insane amount of rupture, yeah.
확인 사살.
He still does have like a lot of rupture, but it could have been more, that's the thing. Some damage on this one. And got countered, but he resists that. So he's fine.
좋아.
That guy got staggered too, how swell. And this guy's just countering again, alright. Magnify wound him, honestly. Target is 10 plus rupture. Well, this guy's got 10 plus rupture, so you know you can just vampire off him. You don't need it, but you can do it. And we're just gonna have everyone else kind of kill these two. So the next turn we should just have to finish off the last one. The one that's kind of just been constantly countering in a very rude manner.
확인.
계속해도 돼.
Okay, that guy died with his 35 rupture. There we go.
이 공격은 꽤 먹혀든 것
And
같아요.
you get countered. Yep, you're fine.
저희가 이길 것 같아요.
So now we go all out to this guy, and he should die. Yeah, just go for that, that's fine. He's gonna gain too many talismans if we get his passive off, which we're going to, but that's fine. Even if there is a next turn, like, it's not gonna be very significant of a next turn. Yeah, he's already staggered. Alright, an energy current to finish him off. There we go. Easy enough war for a boss. On to the final floor. I've got a lot of hope riding on this final shop. It could dramatically change just how funny of a boss kill we could get here. Ooh, we gotta take Green Spirit. We're just gonna inflict Tremor to everyone, which is gonna be crucial for getting Gregor to trigger. We've got some Tremor stuff from our other people, but I would rather play it fully safe. And we've got a lot of cost here, so we are in no rush. You can just do something like that, get to the boss. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's very long legs for the boss. We'll just see how Rupture we can get him. See just how much Rupture we can inflict onto that goon.
걱정 마시오. 최후의 혈구 하나만 남아 있다면
Struggling.
생명은
Okay.
어떻게라도 보존될 테니.
Are you fine? You can just defend. You're taking a lot of damage from this attack. You need to, like, Crow's Eye View or something. Everything else I'm, like, fairly fine with the clashes. Are any of them going for the super strong attack? Not really. That attack's a little scary. Grease Change should be able to win, though.
제거합니다.
Hopefully. I guess it might not, and if so, Gregor's gonna take, well, a lot of damage. So maybe I should be more cautious.
무엇이라 생각하시오?
What are the odds? Something goes horribly wrong. Yeah. Looks like Gregor's winning.
다시 복구하긴 힘들걸요?
그거 그렇게 하는 거 맞아? 거의 손방망인데.
Yeah, we won all our clashes. That's swell.
표정.
No issues whatsoever.
나이스. 하나 제꼈다.
Now we just kinda do more of the same, really. Not much else to it.
탐구는
Through the
끝났어.
passives. Might as well.
예측대로군. 빈틈 투성이로군.
완벽한 한 방. 시원한 걸.
어제 톱날을 열심히
에이,
손본
또-
보람이 있네.
이 공격은 꽤 먹혀든 것 같아요.
그다지 유쾌하진 않군요.
Low HP. Most of the enemies. The robot's still gonna live for a while longer, just because it's very tanky. Oh, he killed his own ally, though. That's...
다시 복구하긴 힘들걸요? 다소
It is great to see that. And now we just finish him off. He's got 8 HP, and he's got 35 Rupture, so, not looking great for him. That's good. More blunt weak fight. Possibly just the exact same fight, but again, or maybe it's gonna be like Encore people, or like the Baker robots, stuff like that. Could be. These guys, alright.
내가 응원하는 게 도움이 되긴 하려나? 힘내긴 해보자고.
I gotta do it to him. I just gotta. They're in just such a good position to just be hit by it and perish. Yeah, you're gonna go for this. Yeah, there we go, that's better.
그대로 멈춰라.
There's your 4 talismans. Next turn you might be able to get some plays off. Heads, that's very good.
승리를 위해서라면.
If I go for this one, I really want to manage to get 99 Rupture on the boss, which I think is possibly doable, but I do think there's a decent chance that he's gonna die before we actually manage that. Hey, just these two left. That's
끝내고
good.
버스로 돌아갈 수 있겠다.
The Gluttony resonance off.
직접 나서지.
Because Gluttony's so wholesome.
쓰러졌군.
침묵했어.
I love being gluttonous.
투입합니다.
And one more fight before we get our shop, before we get our event, and then we're gonna do one more fight, then another event. See just what we finish off
하루
this run with.
기다리는 거 못해. 100초만 기다려줄게.
Okay, some neutrals. These guys can do a lot of damage, that's for sure, but we're winning clashes, so I think I made some good choices, some good gambles. All gambles are good gambles if you're good at gambling. You know what they say. sure hope they don't say that. Oh, you're actually gonna be able to inflict all your talismans on this one. Because this one, he's gonna gain 1 talisman if he gets a heads, and because of his passive, he's gonna gain an additional one as long as we get some gluttony off, which we will get. Like that. There we go.
시동 걸어볼까?
Why is this going first? What? Ah, that's unfortunate. So he's not going to be inflicted for talismans because I went in a different order than I was expecting. That's rude. Very rude.
투성이로군.
승객이 딱
It was so
한
close to
방
being
먹였어.
perfect, but 7? Oh, it's because he hit the other attack. Yeah, that makes sense.
쾌적. 완전 무력.
It's not going to my favor, huh?
야호. 이기는
Say
편.
as if like I've had any issues this run.
시동 걸어볼까?
I'm just trying to get the gimmicks to go. I love the
나를
gimmicks.
열심히 손본
저주
보람이
속에 가라앉는군요.
Well, that's a victory. So now we get to see our final shop. See what we get. Be something very beneficial. Could be garbage. Honglu, that's kind of garbage. That's kind of garbage. Eh? Is it? Okay, random poise build. Poise build out of nowhere. Sudden poise build jump scare. Child within a flask does like nothing for us, so I'm not gonna bother. We can get another excised target though. That's cool. And we can recruit some people. We'll add the warp people. And we can't. Never mind. We'll add default you and default you. There we go. Perfect. Now we leave. Oh, this is possibly good for us. Scarlet Moth. Freak fight. Alright. We're not changing the team up. Those guys are just going to be watching. I think I've been doing that a little bit recently, but I mean, like, might as well in the final shop, you know? There's nothing else to be doing with your cost other than to buy units you don't plan to use. And who knows, maybe everything will go horribly wrong, and we'll actually need it. What are you going for? This, so we don't want your passive here. Alright. It's easy enough to not trigger passive this fight. Broken Spirit. At high speed gains final power for their first skill. Cool.
직접
That's
나서.
for Sinclair, then. Well. Yeah, we're losing a couple clashes here. I'm not too concerned with my employees' lives. Because if they die, they just get better. Oh, this is perfect, I think. Because, like, this should go first, realistically, and gain a bunch of talismans, then it'll inflict a bunch of them on this guy. Unless it goes in the opposite order, which I have a feeling it's going to, just out of spite.
교전 시작합니다.
Oh no, it's looking like it's going in the right order, based on the direction in which Sinclair ran. He's gonna get his secondary off, and then he'll get his tertiary off. Yes, he is. Excellent. So he's gonna be at a nice 11 talismans. So he's gonna spend 5 talismans, and he's still gonna take damage after all this. Okay.
완벽한
Yeah, so that guy's got 5 talismans, and Sinclair's got like 7, 8, I think,
좋아. 계속 집중하자.
because of his passive.
우리가 우세.
Yeah, so his talismans blew up, and this guy's talismans. I guess the one talisman's already died. That makes sense. We did hit him a couple times. After all,
교전 시작합니다.
he's got enough charge to get a big buff from this. Big benefit.
쾌적.
That's good.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
And
쾌적.
that's good.
무력화. 쾌적. 완전 무력.
이 공격은 꽤 먹혀든 것 같아요.
Alright, let's see if we get something Rupture related in the event. I don't think we will, and if we do, it won't be anything too particular. That's not helpful. More resources, that's good. Mersault, you do this. I believe in you. Alright, he easily gets a tails when I said I believed in him, but he still won after all, so you know.
준비는 끝났습니다.
Good job, Mersault.
명령 대기.
You get up the get. That's your reward, because you're French, that's the joke.
좋아.
Alright,
얼른 끝내고
let's see.
밥먹으러
So we're
가자고.
definitely gonna go... I guess we're gonna use our Rupture heavy stuff on... Yeah, let's see. So first things first, I'm gonna corrode with these guys, see who they're gonna hit. You actually don't get any benefit from attacking. Okay, you're gonna hit the route at that part. That's good. So that's gonna be where we're gonna do our setup there. Okay. Use this to get your passive going. Okay. Let's see, what else? You don't have anything particularly good? You can use this, that's good. So we just need to make sure we don't get gluttony resonance now. Okay. Change that, sure. No, don't. Clash with that. Can you clash with Riposte well? Not particularly, that's fine though. You gotta gain some charge, why not? And you can just inflict... Oh, you inflict tremor on the body, yes. Okay, yeah, I'm liking this.
끝났어.
So this is just our setup turn, you know? We're just doing some minor damage to this part. Dimension Shredder. So this way he's gonna gain a bunch of Rupture count next turn. And we're having Ishmael inflict a bunch of Tremor on the body this turn.
승객이 딱콩 한
So
방
that way we
먹였어.
can actually get Gregor's skill trigger. Inflict a bunch more Rupture. Fine. This attack, so that he's up to 4 Talismans. The next turn he'll just like go for some weak attack, like his primary or something,
승리를 위해 살.
and not trigger his passive. And then the turn after that he can actually inflict all his Talismans, assuming he has his skill. I didn't remember to change like the order up, so that's a lot of damage. I don't like that.
시원한 걸.
Not only how much damage we've been doing in our setup turn.
먼저 갈
Okay, the
거야.
body's countering now, that's fine. Let's see, body's at 3 rupture, 5 rupture count. Anything that inflicts rupture goes on the body. Pretty much just anything at all. You're gonna Magnify Wound the head. Paralyze. You can clash one of these. And do you want to do this? You've got 5 charge. Yes, absolutely. So this should be a lot of Rupture, if I'm not mistaken. It probably shouldn't be. There's no need. You can just, like, counter that. No, we don't want you to block that. It'll give him the thing, but we don't want it. Who's this attacking, by the way? Gregor? Oh, that's not great, so we'll redirect that, yeah. Because we want Gregor to be fine.
멈춰라.
Like, I don't care if the Clover spawns with full HP. If this guy dies, the Clover dies. No need to worry about it. But thanks to our EU gifts, anything that inflicts Rupture at all is at least neutral for Rupture count. And stuff that inflicts Rupture count is positive for Rupture count instead of being
좋아. 도입하게
weird.
성공했어. 계속 몰아붙이자고. 그렇지.
Yeah. There's 53 Rupture.
집중하지.
Okay, that's pretty good, although he's kind of
저희가
just
이길 것
dead,
같아요.
I think. See, how much Rupture is he at? 53 Rupture with an 11 count. Yeah, Blood's not making it. Which is unfortunate. If this was like a Mirrodin 2 hard boss, then I'd be able to do so much more here. I'll do Rupture from Mirrodin 2 hard eventually.
예측대로
But I do want to just have like some big punching bag. Like I want to do this on like Frog or something on Glufo. But yeah, he died thanks to his severe Rupture wounds.
모두를 멈춰 세웠군요.
Yeah, he did 20% of the damage. That's good.
기술을
Pretty
해방시켜
swell.
줄 수 있겠죠.
Well job. We got some good ego gifts. Allowed us to get our bunnies off. Even if the boss did die super fast. Like, good Rupture build. You don't even need, like, of course, like, the Rupture gift would have been insane. The Rupture tier 4 gift. But we don't particularly want it, because it is just far too insane, honestly.
경원이랑 발 좀 맞추자고. 어?
But it's daily extraction time. Yippee, yahoo. Yahoo. Okay, Gregor. Ishmael target banner. 1 star. It's gonna be Ishmael? No, Zodis, alright. There was only a 50% chance of being Ishmael, so there was a decent chance it could have been anyone else there. And another 1-star. Alright. Simple enough. I think that was a pretty decent attempt at showing how Sinclair worked. We got some benefit from the Talismans, not as much as we gained benefit from the other ones, but you know, he's doing his best. And is this, have I had it set to the wrong one this entire time? Yeah, I've had it set to his uptie 1 this entire time, I didn't even realize. Now it's out of uptie 3, which is a very silly looking one. Okay, I'm curious, what does he gain if we uptie him again? Starts 5 plus Rupture, gain 1 Talisman. Oh, it's on hit instead of heads hit. His skill 2, if target has... Oh, his skill 2 just makes it so he gains far too many Talismans. Alright, I don't know if I want that then. Inflict 3 Rupture count of his skill. Yeah, no, that's a little awful. I'm sure it could be good, but it really makes it so if you use his skill 2 like once, if you have him uptied, he's gonna have too many Talismans, so you have to do it the same turn you use his skill 3, which is very questionable. But that'll be all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.